Landscape presented by Hospitality Staffing Solutions. I'm your host, Leah Doherty. Today, I am so excited about this interview. I am joined by Jaylon Tyson. I don't know, what all can we call you? Rising star? If it's up to Donovan Mitchell, it's going to be most improved. So thank you for taking the time to join me today.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start off, you have such a fascinating career path, what's gotten you here to Cleveland. Were you cut from your high school team early on? What year was that?
So it was my 9th grade year going into 10th grade year. 9th grade year, I was on B team, and to make the 10th grade team, you got to try out the year before. So I tried out, and I remember, like it was yesterday, we went into a room, everybody, this is like a big line, everybody goes in there, and they're like, yo, like, you know, we're going to cut you. We want you to come back and try it again when the next tryouts come. And he said, like, don't keep your head down, like, stay confident. You know, Michael Jordan got cut from his team. They said that, and he said, like, the reason why they didn't think I was athletic enough to play for them. So I was like, okay. Got cut, and then I transferred to John Paul, and then that's when my career kind of took off.
Was that motivation for you? What is that moment like when you're coming home and talking to your family and being like, I didn't make it?
I definitely a lot of tears. My mom picked me up that day, and she didn't believe me. She thought I was joking. But I told her, like, yeah, I got cut. A lot of tears, but I would say it is motivation because I'm the first NBA player to come from Allen, right? We had NFL players, but so, I mean, it definitely helped me to become who I am today. And I'm super close to the coaches that actually cut me, so it's kind of a full circle moment for me.
So what did you do from that point to become more athletic to where you make the team the next year?
I didn't think I was that unathletic, but that's what they said. And to be honest with you, my work ethic just went to another level. I lived in the gym from that day forward, and I just always had a chip on my shoulder from there.
And you can still see that today, because that's something that Donovan has told us before. He was like, I've told him before, like, you can go home, you can leave the gym, you don't have to be there all the time. Where does that work ethic come from? I know you grew up with brothers too, that can maybe propel that, being competitive, or is that something from your parents?
I just feel like I was blessed with the talent, but I wasn't blessed with the talent that everybody else has, right? I had a little bit of talent, obviously I had the height, I had the physical stuff, but I felt like what was going to take me over the top was the work ethic. All the stuff that I developed on the basketball court, I worked on. Everything I do on the basketball court, I've worked on plenty of times, and then I just got confident from that point. So I credit everything to my work ethic. And
your younger brother has credited a lot of his work ethic to you as well. He's quite the athlete himself, a standout wide receiver at Arizona State. Jordan, how have you helped him in his career become the athlete that he is today?
Yeah, I mean, I go back to my work ethic. Like, I really don't talk much about it, but you're not gonna find too many people that's gonna work harder than me and that's gonna be willing to put the time in. And he kind of just watched that. I kind of, early on, he was always the most talented dude. He'd just go out there and just windmill, go out. He's always athletic, had everything, right? But I try to express to him early, like, that's not gonna get you to where you wanna go. Like, you gotta have the work ethic too. And he budged me, we fought a lot. I would have to call my dad and be like, yo, Jordan don't wanna go work out with me, like, make him work out. And then he'll come, we'll argue, we'll fight, and then now he sees where he's at now. He's like, that's why he credits that to me. So I'm super, super grateful to have him and to be a small part of his journey.
What's it like to watch all of his success? Are you, because your schedule is so crazy, are you trying to watch on your phone on Saturdays when he's out playing?
I'm watching every game. If you're playing, when we're playing, I'm looking at halftime. Like, I gotta know what's going on. I'm his number one fan. I try to be his number one fan. At least my mom is. But I say this to this day, like, my draft night was special, but on his draft night, it's gonna be one of the best things I've ever experienced in my life. Probably the best day of my life.
What advice would you give him going through this whole draft process? And it's a totally different ball game once you get to the pros.
Yeah, I mean, I expressed to him, like, this is a grown man league now. Nobody gonna be holding your hand, right? And obviously he knows all this. He kind of sees me and how I move. I told him, like, this is professional sports. Like, it's not gonna be easy. Like, I kind of showed him, like, last year, like, I wasn't playing a lot. But you still got to show up every day. You still got to do the things to keep you going, right? And I think he understands that now. And I told him, like, throughout the draft process, like, be yourself, be authentic. Like, they want to see who you are. They don't want to see who you're trying to pretend to be. And I feel like if he does that, he's gonna be favored for sure.
The Browns could use a wide receiver. I'm just saying.
I mean, I would love it, and I keep saying this. If he gets drafted here, I'm gonna make him buy a house. I'm moving into the house, and I'm not paying no rent.
When we return on The Landscape presented by Hospitality Staffing Solutions, Jaylon tells us what he learned at each of his college stops.
Blocked by Tyson! How about that?
When you look at your college career, started off at University of Texas in Austin, Texas Tech, you end up at Cal, which is not uncommon these days to see guys bounce around to a couple different schools. What did you feel like you learned at each stop along the way?
I mean, I can go back, and it's kind of like similar to how my NBA thing is going, right? My first year at UT, it was rough for me. Mentally, I couldn't handle it, right? Not being able to play, I was on an older team. I didn't play that much. I didn't really see the court at all. I had extreme work ethic, so I just felt like I wanted the opportunity to play. I didn't get that opportunity. Kind of similar to last year. I was on a veteran team, a winning team, right? And I didn't get to play. And that's where my mentality switched. I was like, all right, I've been there, seen this before. Like, you just got to keep going, and eventually you'll come out on top. Then you go into my sophomore year at Texas Tech, I was like a 3-and-D guy, similar to how I play here. Kind of corner, catch and shoot, playing with Donovan, playing off these guys, and then playing defense. And then we'll see how the rest goes. But at Cal, I was a really good player, I feel like.
When you talk about your first year at UT being hard for you, what was hard about that transition for you?
You know, as a young high schooler going into college, you got so much expectations for yourself, right? And when the expectations and reality don't match up, I feel like that kind of boggled me a little bit. I was a pretty high recruit. I think I was 20-something in the country, so I had a lot of expectations for myself. I wanted to be NBA players, and I thought I had to get it now. I got to get it now. And throughout my college career, I kind of learned like everything is a process. So yeah.
Did it get frustrating for you when you were going from a couple different schools, or maybe you weren't playing as much or having the role you wanted, thinking, okay, is this going to be a reality? Am I going to be able to make this NBA thing happen, or did you not doubt yourself ever? I've
always believed that I was going to be an NBA player just because how my skill set is and how I can adjust to almost anything on a basketball court. I feel like that translated to the NBA, right? And that was my end goal. Like, I didn't have no plan B. I wanted to be an NBA player. I wanted to be a professional basketball player. So I was going to make sure it happens regardless of what happens.
Has it met expectation for you, being an NBA player?
I think it's one of the building blocks of what I want to do, but I'm also obviously grateful for the Cavs for drafting me 20. That was probably the best day of my life to this day. I was extremely grateful. I actually didn't cry as much as I thought I was going to cry. But yeah, it's definitely met expectations, but I got a lot more goals in mind.
What was it like when you got drafted and you come here and start meeting this team? What were your first impressions of everyone?
I thought people were going to be more uptight, like more, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. It's more like they're just like me, you know.
These
like
guys
to
are
goof around.
goofy. Yeah,
they like to goof around. They like to have fun, you know. So once I got to know them a little bit more, I felt more comfortable with being me, you know. But I'm super grateful for this team and this organization.
Did you have a strong relationship with Donovan before or after they put the popcorn in your car? Because I remember, how long did that take to get out? I remember that video.
So our relationship took a hit.
It was a little rocky.
Yeah, I was definitely pissed. I remember after the game we got popcorn and we had to catch a flight, and they was like, yo, don't miss the flight. So thank God for my dad, he was there, so he helped me out with all that. I remember him calling me and telling me it took 3 different details just to clean it out. And then when I got back in town and drove it still smelled like popcorn. And to this day, I still see Colonel there once in a while. So. But
popcorn's my favorite snack, so it's not the worst thing in the world maybe to have some popcorn in your car. Have y'all done a Ricky prank this year? I don't even know if I've looked.
Not yet.
Okay,
it's coming, though.
It's coming.
It's
so
coming,
we'll keep an eye on it, because now you have like a vengeance. You're like, I gotta pass it on to someone. Coming up, Jaylon talks about his relationship with Donovan Mitchell. This and more when The Landscape presented by Hospitality Staffing Solutions returns.
Not tired.
2.5. 2.5. Come on.
That's us. Hey, challenge that.
7-time All-Star from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Oh, Larry Bird keep his shooting shirt on back in the day. So he's rocking the Jaylon Tyson, and he's shooting like him already. Tyson second in the league in three-point percentage. Perfect stop. 24 the match. Head to Mitchell. Mitchell on the run. Lob down low to Tyson. Pow! Oh, what an assist from Donovan Mitchell. And it was Jaylon Tyson that crushed it.
Your relationship with Donovan is something I think is so cool to see from the outside perspective, because he's the superstar on this team, he's the leader, and he's taken such an interest, not just an interest, but challenged you. I mean, this summer he said, your time is coming, be ready. What is it like to fully have the support of a guy like that wants to take you under his wing?
Yeah, I can't really put it into words, you know. I'm super, super grateful for him. Obviously, I'm grateful for all my teammates, but specifically him, just because he's poured in my development more than anybody. Like, I credit a lot of what I'm doing this year to him. That text message, like, that gave me a boost of confidence that I've never experienced in my life, right? I'm just super grateful for him. I can't really put it in words. I'll run through a brick wall for him, right? That's how I could put it. For him to be who he is, and for him to pour into somebody like me and all the young guys, like that just shows you what type of person he is. I'm super grateful. What
have you learned most from him? Maybe it's something off the court about how to just handle your business as a pro.
I try to watch everything he does and kind of mimic exactly what he does. I remember, like, yesterday I told him, like, yo, I'm sore, what do I do? He gave me some tips of what he does, the soreness. Like, I just try to mimic everything he does, because he's like a professional, like, to a T. So I just try to learn as much as I can and mimic exactly what he does, and hopefully I can become close to where he's at one day.
There was a moment in a press conference when you were asked about being a rising star and why you think you should make the case for most improved, and you kind of sat there for a second, because it's not always really comfortable to brag on yourself, right, or talk about your accomplishments. Donovan was sitting right next to you and he said, no, don't be humble, like, you've accomplished a lot. What does that mean to have someone in your corner like that, that's like, hey, it's okay to talk about all the good things you've done this year and how much you've grown? Yeah,
I mean, I'm super hard on myself. I still think I have a lot of things I can work on, but I also think my ceiling is through the roof, right? And he believes the same thing that I believe. Like, I told everybody I want to be All-Star one day, and he believes that I could be All-Star one day, right? So to have that confidence, to have somebody back me like that, I mean, it just makes it going out there a lot more easier, for sure.
And the reason he backs you is because he trusts you. I mean, that's something he's told us many times. Kenny has told us a lot of times. How did you get this team? I mean, this really could be viewed as your rookie season, right? First real time you're seeing substantial minutes. How do you get those guys to trust you?
I think by just playing hard, being dependable, that's a big thing, and just being an everyday guy. I think that's something that I try to value. Whether it's around the locker room, in the games, like, I try to be the same person and just bring the same type of energy, and that's where the trust kind of built up. And obviously making shots helps, but yeah, I mean, I give credit to them as they gave me the opportunity and tried to win with the opportunity.
You can see how much they value your opinion too, because you're also not afraid to call people out. And that's something you typically don't see in someone in just their second year. I think it was a loss against the Celtics. You're like, we need more effort. Guys need to be getting more effort. Why are you not afraid to vocalize stuff like that and challenge people to be better when you're just a young guy yourself?
Because I've been in that role where I was the leader. I was the guy that everybody looked up to, right? And I wasn't afraid to speak it, right? And I feel like they've given me the confidence to be able to say stuff like that, right? Obviously, I don't want to overstep my boundaries, because those are our vets, and I'm still learning, and I don't have it all figured out yet, but I feel like I just saw what I see. Whatever we spoke about in the locker room, kind of took that and took my own opinion, and then that's what the confidence came from.
When we come back, Jaylon tells us a little bit about what his life looks like off the court. The landscape presented by Hospitality Staffing Solutions returns right after this. It's so easy easy in the middle of the season to be just in the weeds, right? You guys are just focused on what's the next game ahead, but are you able to take a little bit of a step back and look at the fact that you were named a rising star and the fact that you are on the path and accomplishing the things you have wanted to accomplish?
No, it really hasn't processed yet. Like, it's barely processed. I'm in the NBA right now, so that's the craziest part. But no, I just feel like I'm just taking it day by day. You know, maybe when I'm retired and all that, I'll look back at it and be like, yo, you're a pretty good basketball player. But right now, I'm just focused on beating the Lakers tomorrow.
What does life look like outside of basketball for you? What are you doing when you maybe ever leave this gym? I'm not sure how often you leave this gym, but when you do, what does life look like?
It's real chill. You know, I like to chill with my family. Obviously, you've seen my dad around a lot. My dad's always here. I like to play cards. I like to do a lot of competitive stuff, whether it's playing the game, cards, anything that has to do with competing, I'm willing to do it. But yeah, it's just real chill. I like to sit in the house all day. I'm starting to slowly learn about Cleveland. Not right now in this weather, but during the summer, I'm definitely going to get out and learn more about it. But yeah.
You like to golf, right, too?
I do like to golf.
Where do you like to golf?
Out here, I don't remember what the places are called, but
You've been a bit out here, though?
I have. So I remember the last time we played, this is the last time I told my dad I'm gonna play him. My dad's usually a better golfer than me, but I beat him last time we played. Never play him again. Never give him the opportunity to beat him.
On a basketball court, that'd be a different story, though.
Yeah.
So is that kind of how you were raised, was just in a really competitive environment?
Yeah, I mean, my whole family is athletes. Mom did cheerleading. Dad was football and basketball player. Big bro was football, and little bro was football. So definitely a very, very competitive household.
What was that moment like? We've talked a little bit about your draft experience, but your parents. I mean, parents put so much into their kids, driving them to practices, right? Everything. I'm sure they've taken you all over the country. What is it like to have that moment with them, to see your dreams be realized and then now have them so involved in your professional career?
I mean, yeah, I give a lot of credit to me and my little brother's success and my older brother's success. My parents, I remember there's been times when my dad believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. He would tell me, I remember specifically, he would tell me like, yo, you're gonna be the best player out of Allen. I'd be like, yo, like, stop. I'm not trying to hear that right now, like, stop. He'd be like, you're gonna be the best player ever out of Allen. And now it's kind of reality now, so I give a lot of credit to my dad and my mom. And then my mom, she's one of the hardest working people I've ever met. When I got drafted, I tried to tell her like, yo, you don't gotta work no more, like, I got you. And she works 2 jobs, and she wouldn't do it. She wanted to keep working. So, all right.
What are her 2 jobs that she has?
So she works in IT, and then she works for Delta.
What
she
is-
does the, you know how you take the bags underneath the plane? Mm-hmm. I hate that she does that job. Please stop doing that job.
That's a really hard job. What does that say about her and both your parents? It seems like that work ethic is so similar to yours, but the fact that she's like, no, I want to keep working and do this for myself.
I mean, that just goes to show you how the Tyson family is kind of molded. I don't know if she could sit on the couch all day. She would probably lose her mind, but at least, hopefully, she can quit one. But yeah, I mean, that's just how we're molded, how we were raised.
What do you want people to know about you and your family, this Cavs fan base?
One thing about us, like, as soon as we arrived in Cleveland, like, we're all in. Like, there's no 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, me and my family, we love Cleveland. If you see my family around in Dallas, you're gonna see them with Cavs gear on. Like, we really act like we're from here, right? And we try to treat everybody with the same respect as anybody else. And we're just gonna try to make this community a better community in whatever way we can. And that's one thing you know about it.
What do you hope for your NBA career?
I say this all the time. My one goal is when eventually down the line I have kids and I take them to school, like, I want them to, when they see their friends, like, they look at their dad and be like, yeah, he was a really, really good basketball player and a really good human being. And that's one of the ultimate goals. Like, if I could do that and my kids know that I was a legend, then I had a really successful career.
That shows where your heart's at, though, because you're not just thinking about what can I accomplish on here, but it's like, I want to leave a legacy for my kids, for my family. That's what matters.
Yeah, I mean, that's the end goal. I want to build the Tyson brand, and obviously Lil Bro is helping out with that too, but I want the Tyson brand to be a global name.
Would you let your kids win in any games? Or are you the type that's like, no, they can never win?
I don't care if you this tall, that tall, I don't care.
I think it builds character though, because I never got to win in anything, and my siblings were the same way too. They just, I think, if being the youngest too, like they don't ever want you to win. What have you enjoyed most about getting out and getting to meet Cleveland fans and the way they've welcomed you?
They're actually some of the coolest people ever. Like, I remember I do signings all over the place, and I see the same people sometimes, and I remember their face, and they still got the same smile, and I just feel like that impact that I leave on them, like you see like grandmas, moms, dads, like little kids, like you see the smile on their face, like that means the world to me. Like that gives me the confidence to come out here. I gotta play my tail off for them because maybe they worked all week just to be able to afford a ticket to come see us play. Like I want to put on a show for them. I want to win some basketball games. So, I mean, Cleveland means the world to me. It's got a small piece in my heart for sure.
You're making a big impact, and you just started. So thank you, Jaylon. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you so much.
That'll do it for this episode of The Landscape. Make sure to tune back in for future episodes as we bring you guests from across the land. You can find us on Rock Entertainment Sports Network or watch archived episodes on WatchRockSports.com. Until next time, I'm Leah Doherty. Have a good night.